Hey there, hope you're having a wonderful day. So in the previous video, we went over game score. So every time Mega Man destroys a Metal or a Blader, the score goes up, and the Metal or Blader can also drop a score ball. If Mega Man picks up a score ball, the score also goes up. Now in this video, we're going to work on game over. So basically, when you're playing the game, Mega Man has a health bar, and if the health bar goes to 0, then we have game over. And if Mega Man falls down into a hole in the ground, then we also get game over. And of course, in this game, we also have traps or hazards in the form of spikes. So if Mega Man touches spikes, then the health bar immediately goes to 0. So just to show you what we have so far, I'm going to save and run the program. And you can see we have a score on the very top, and we can destroy some Metals over here. And then if Mega Man touches the spikes, the health bar immediately goes to 0. And of course, Mega Man can also fall down. So for these two scenarios, we will need to implement game over. So if the health bar is less than 0, or if Mega Man falls below the game height, so basically falls into the hole, then we have game over. And when we have game over, we need to stop moving and drawing. Alright, so for game over, we need a boolean. So let's scroll to where our window variable is. And over here, I'm going to add game over. And by default, it's going to be false. So when do we have game over? Well, as I mentioned before, if the player health goes below 0, or if the Y position of the player goes past the game height, then we have game over. And we're going to check for that in our move function, because this is where we check for collisions and where we move the X and Y position of the player. So let's go to our move function. So we're inside our move function, and at the very bottom, I'm going to add a check. If player.health is less than or equal to 0, or player.y is greater than game height. Throughout the game, the player health is going to decrease if Mega Man touches an enemy or takes damage from a bullet, or it's going to go to 0 if Mega Man touches a spike. And for this condition, where player.y is greater than game height, this can only be possible if Mega Man falls through a hole. This means that the top part of Mega Man is now past the bottom part of our game window, in which case I'm going to set game over to true. Now remember, since we are doing an assignment on a global variable, we need to declare game over as global. So let's scroll up, and over here I'm going to add game over. Alright, so what happens when we have game over? Well, we're going to stop moving and drawing. So let's go to our game loop. So let's scroll all the way down. And over here we have our game loop, and I'm going to scroll all the way down. And we are only going to call move and draw and update if it's not game over. So here I'm going to press tab, and over here I'm going to add a condition if not game over. So if we get game over, we will stop moving and drawing. So let's save and run the program. Alright, so we have Mega Man, and I'm just going to take some damage. I think the easiest way is to just take damage from the bullets, since every bullet takes 2 damage. As soon as Mega Man's health goes to 0, the game stops updating, so we are no longer drawing or moving. And it doesn't matter if I press on any key, nothing happens. Now let's save and run the program again and test it on the other two scenarios. So we have falling down into the hole past the height of the game screen, and we also have spikes. So let's test both scenarios. Alright, so let's try falling down into the hole over here, and there you go. The game is frozen. Now let's test it one more time with the spikes. Alright, so let's move on, and I'm going to skip these metals, and we have some spikes here, and there you go. Alright, so we have game over. Now let's reset the game. And resetting the game is actually very easy, because in order to reset the game, all you have to do is reset the game to its starting state. Now for resetting the game, I want the player to be able to reset the game by pressing on the enter key. So I'm going to scroll up over here, and we're going to add another conditional statement for the enter key. So if keys pygame.k_return. So this is going to be the enter key on your main keyboard. Basically, it's called return because it's short for carriage return, and it has to do with back in the day when people used to type on the typewriters. So as you're typing on the typewriter, the characters are going from left to right, and if you press enter, you go to the new line and return to the left side where you start the new line. Okay, so that's why it's called carriage return. And I also want to include the enter key for the numpad. So here I'm going to do or keys pygame.k_kp. So this stands for keypad, enter. So this is going to be for the enter key on the numpad or keypad, which is on the right side of your keyboard. And here I'm going to add and game over. So if we have game over, I'm just going to do reset game. So this is going to be a function that we need to define. So let's scroll up to where we define the other functions and add this new one. So it's called reset game. So over here we have our create map function. So I'm just going to create the reset game function down here, right below create map. So here let's define a function called reset_game. So here I'm going to call create map. But before I create the map, I need to reset all the lists to an empty list. Otherwise, it's just going to add more tiles to an already existing list. So in order to do that, I'm just going to scroll down to where we have our lists. So here you can see I commented start game, and I'm just going to copy and paste this. So let's go back to our reset game function, and I'm going to paste it here. So basically, we're going to recreate the player object, which is going to reset the X and Y position, as well as the score and the health bar. And we're going to reset all the variables and assign them to empty lists. And of course, since we are reassigning these variables inside a function, these are global variables, and therefore we need to declare them as global variables. So over here, I'm going to add global player matals, matal bullets, tiles, background tiles. And then here I'm going to do a backslash, items, spikes, and bladers. So we're going to reset everything, and now we need to set game over back to false. And here we need to add game over as a global variable. Alright, so that's all we need to reset the game. Now before we save and run the program, I want to add one more thing, and that is in our draw function, we should draw some text informing the player that it is game over and that they should press the enter key to restart the game. So let's go to our draw function. So over here at the bottom, I'm going to add if game over, and I'm just going to copy this, paste it inside here, and over here I'm going to change the text to game over. And for the X position, I'm going to make it 1/8 of the game width from the left side. And for the Y position, I want to place it roughly in the middle, so I'm going to do game height divided by 2. Alright, and let's copy and paste this again. And over here, I'm going to change the text to press enter to restart. And because this is another text, I want this to be on another line. So for the Y position, I'm going to push it down by tile size. Okay, so this is going to be the last thing that is drawn before we stop the game loop. Alright, so basically, we call move, which will determine if we have game over. And if so, it's going to set game over to true. And then it's going to call draw one last time, where we draw the text for game over. And then if the player wants to reset the game, they will need to press the enter key over here. Alright, so let's save and run the program. Okay, so Mega Man is moving to the right. Let's destroy the metals. And let's step on the spike. Okay, so game over, press enter to restart. Okay. And let's destroy this metal and this one as well. Oh, let's collect that. And let's fall down. Okay, game over, press enter to restart. Okay. And you can see the metals are back. And the score is 0 every time we reset the game. And our health bar also resets. Okay, so let's keep on going. And let's let the enemies destroy us. So over here. Oops, didn't mean to pick that up. I think the best way to take damage is just taking the damage from the bullets. So let's just stand here. Alright, and press enter to restart. Cool, so we can restart the game. So that's how you can implement game over. And before we end the video, I want to fix one more bug. So basically, in a previous video, we added some optimizations to only draw the metals if they are within the game screen. So over here, you can see we have metal. Metal is firing some bullets, and if I move out of the way, so that metal is no longer within the game screen, you can see the bullets also disappear. So we need to fix that. So let's go to our draw function. And the reason why the bullets disappear is because as soon as the metal X position is past the game width, we are calling break. Now this is fine for the other elements in our game, but metals have bullets and the bullets are dependent on the metal. So in this case, instead of breaking, I'm going to indent this and then I'm going to flip the comparison operator. So instead of greater than, I'm going to make it less than or equal to. So we only draw the metal if it's within the game width. So if it's within the screen, we update the image and draw the metal. The bullets, we always draw regardless of where they are, unless they're off screen, which we already have code to check for that. Okay, so let's save and run the program. All right, so I'm going to the right and we have a metal. Metal starts firing bullets, and then I'm going to go to the left. Metal is no longer in the screen, but the bullets keep on going, okay? Alright, so that's it for this video. Now in the next video, we're going to go over animations. So currently, Mega Man is walking by sliding around. So he's in this standing position the whole time. And so it would be nice if we can add some animations so it looks like Mega Man is actually walking. So for that, I drew some more pixel art. So if I scroll down, you can see we have this GIF file of Mega Man walking, and these are the files for the separate frames of this animated file. So if I open this, you can see this is the animation for Mega Man walking. Okay, so in the next video, we're going to be adding this to our game. Alright, so that's it for this video. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you did, make sure you give this video a like. If you have any questions, let me know down below in the comments. And as always, if you want to stay up to date for more Python game programming tutorials, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.